Hello fellow Backdraft users, this is Caleb Grove from OnRamp Web Design, and in this Backdraft tutorial we will be looking at master pages and Backdraft. Now before we get started, I want to clear the air on two topics. First of all, there's nothing magical about the way how Backdraft and master pages work. It's the same as Freeway and master pages has always worked. With that said, there are a few best practices that we will be talking about today that will pay off greatly, especially if in the future you decide that you want to change your header or your footer module. Now, secondly, these three master pages over here, these BD master pages, these you should not use as normal master pages. These are just for holding the modules. In the past, these pages were actually in the site folder, but the problem was then they would publish and Google would see them and you'd get lorem ipsum showing up in your search results on Google, which frankly nobody needs. So they've been moved up into the master pages to keep them from publishing, but don't use these as master pages. They're just for holding the modules. For that, we have the main master. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Here we are on our Backdraft starting page. You'll notice right away we have this element right here called delete me. We will want to delete it, but to make sure that this keeps using master content, we will go up to the main master page and delete it from there. You can tell you're working on a master page when the rulers turn yellow, just a quick hint. So now that we've got that done, let's start setting up our master page. First of all, make any color customizations you want. If you want to change this background color or put in a background image, feel free to do that now. We'll just go ahead and move forward. So first things first, we'll go to the extra modules page. Click on the triangle and select the full width wrapper. Now you'll notice I will be using the sidebar a lot to select items in this tutorial. That's because you can select them far more accurately. So let's just, for example, look at the pop-up header module. If I click on it in the Freeway view, I'm actually going to be selecting this element, not the wrapper. The wrapper is very hard to click aside from using the sidebar. So we will be using the sidebar a lot, and that's how you should be navigating any Backdraft built website. So full width wrapper, copy it to our clipboard, and go back to our main master page. Now we're going to double click and paste it in. Now we just need to quickly configure this. I am going to remove the background color, and I'm going to remove the top margin. And now that that's done, we are going to duplicate it twice. So Command D, then Command D again. So now we have three of these full width wrappers on our page. You can see them right here. Let's go ahead and name these a better name. Let's name these header wrapper, content wrapper, and footer wrapper. And that's basically what these elements are going to hold. The first one you're going to put your header module into. This one on your master page will stay empty so that you can put each page's content into it on your individual pages based off of this master. And this one will hold your footer. So let's go ahead and let's just get side-by-side wrapper. Once again, I'm using the sidebar to select it, copy it to our clipboard, go back to the main master. Now, double click inside header wrapper, and you'll get the blinking text cursor. Go ahead and paste, and you will notice that it put the side-by-side header inside the header wrapper. This is exactly what we want. Now let's go and grab a footer. For a footer, I'm just going to go down to the Alt modules, grab 4-column module, back up to our main master, double click inside this footer wrapper element and paste. All right, so now we have our header and our footer set up. You know, once again, at this point, make any customizations you want. For me, I'm just going to remove the images from our footer here. And, you know, put in your own logo, such and such, you know, customize this to whatever you want. And every single change you should see, I'm going to close these up, reflected on your starting page. Now, a quick warning here. Whenever you're on these regular website pages, you never want to make any customizations to the header or the footer. If you're going to do that, go to your main master and customize it there, or it will break the link, which you can fix by clicking on use master content or use master settings. But it's easier if you just do everything in the master page. So now that we have that done and our master page is fully set up, we're going to start creating some site pages based off of it. So we'll just start with this Backdraft starting page. And let's add in, let's add a 5-column module. This will be our first module with content on it. So this will be individual to this page. So go to your page in the site folder and select the content wrapper. Double click inside of it and paste the module in. So now we have some content on the page that is unique to this page. Now we will add a 2-column wrapper, 2-column module. So with this, it gets a little tricky. All right, so we need to put it inside that content wrapper element. But if you just go clicking, you'll see that it's kind of hard to get. If you click here, you don't get it. If you click down here, you get the footer wrapper. If you can click up here carefully and get the content wrapper, but that's not always consistent. The best way to do this is to click on the triangle, open up content wrapper, and let me just collapse this whole module by clicking on the triangle and holding down Option key, very useful shortcut. We will click on this module right here, 5-wrapper alt, and we will press the right arrow key on our keyboard once. What this is going to do is it will put a text cursor in right after 5-wrapper alt. You can just barely see it down there at the bottom left. So now we hit Command V and paste in our 2-column module. So you'll keep doing this over and over again for however many modules you want on your page. And now let's create another one. So we'll just grab our main master and drag it down. And we'll just name this derp, because why not? Let's go and grab a few of our framework modules. Let's grab a 1-wrapper, go back to derp, and click inside content wrapper, double click, paste it in, and a 5-wrapper. So back to derp. And then we are going to select the 1-wrapper element right here using the sidebar, press the right arrow key once, and paste it in. All right, so now we have 2 different pages. They're both individual, they both have different content, but they have the same header and footer. And let's go and make a change. So here we are on our master page. Let's change that to Backdraft master. So now if we go to these 2 pages, we will see immediately that that change populated to them. Now let's say that we decide, we don't really want this header module. We want a different one. We want the fixed header module. Pretty easy. Open up the main master, open up the header wrapper element, grab your module, and delete it. So now this is empty again. We'll go back to our extra modules page. We will grab our fixed header wrapper, back to our main master, double click inside the header wrapper and hit paste. Now we have our new module in here. Something else I probably should have mentioned a little earlier is you'll notice that when you insert these in Freeway, you will have a minimum height of 100 pixels. Once you have content in there, you don't want that minimum height anymore. When it's empty, it's useful because, let's just remove this. See, it collapses to 0 pixels high and it's very hard to select. Set that back to 100 pixels. But like with this one, once we have content inside of it, we should deselect that so that in case the content gets shorter, it can collapse to that and it won't, hold open the layout right there. So deselect that, and we will do that for the footer wrapper as well. Deselect the minimum height of 100 pixels. We'll leave it for this content wrapper on the master page because otherwise we won't be able to select it on our individual pages. So here we are, and let's preview this. And you'll see we have the fixed header wrapper. We have the fixed header module on that page. And derp, let's look at this page. Same thing here. All of our changes populated. If we make a change to the footer in the same way, it'll be reflected. or, just whatever, but the content will stay the same individually on the page. All right, now one more thing that I want to mention. There's a little advantage to using this system. Let's go to our main master page, and we'll select the footer wrapper. Now remember, this was a full width wrapper element. That means it stretches a full width of the browser. The cool thing about this is we can get some stylistic changes super easily. Let's change the color to white and preview this in our browser. Now the footer wrapper stretches the full width of the page, which is pretty common. Alright, well that's everything I have to show you guys today in this tutorial. I hope you liked it. I hope it helps you build better websites. Go forth, make the web responsive.